So what's going on everybody, and welcome back to my channel, where today we're going to be counting down the top 10 most useless Gobblegum within Black Ops 3. Now before we get into the list, I want to quickly explain that by useless I mean it's either a Gobblegum that serves no purpose, or it's a Gobblegum that has now been overshadowed by an extremely better Gobblegum than the one that I present to you. If you do go on to enjoy this video, then please make sure to drop a like, comment any top 10 ideas you'd like to see me do, and subscribe if you're new. But without further ado, let's go straight into the list with number 10. In at number 10 is Secret Shopper. Starting the list with an ultra rare mega. Yes, it's classed in the same category as Perkaholic and self-medication. Regardless, this Gobblegum was one of the most disappointing ones to use when it came out. I saw the description of the Gobblegum which states it will give ammo to any gun in your hand by using any wall buy. However, this does not work with any wonder weapon. Like the only weapons you'd want to consistently have ammo for, and it doesn't work for them. From the Apothecary's Servant to the ray gun, none of these work with this Gobblegum, and finding this out for the first time I literally could not see the point of this Gobblegum. You could use an alchemical antithesis or a cashback, which will do the exact same thing for you, refill your ammo, and at least then that they actually work with the wonder weapons. Secret Shopper is absolutely useless. I've never used it and I doubt I'll ever use it unless it's updated to work with wonder weapons. In at number 9 is Mind Blown. This Gobblegum is terrible for point building, but it is good for killing a load of zombies in one go. If this gave you 60 points per zombie kill or even 100 points as technically the headshots that you're getting, then this Gobblegum would definitely be worth using in some way or another. But like I said, no points. Just clears the zombies in front of you, gives their head, making them explode and they die. This Gobblegum goes about as far as being a bit of fun to use in a first room challenge or something of that nature, if you're just having a game for fun. But if you're wanting to build points, then definitely do not use Mind Blown. In at number 8 is Bored to Death. One of the newest Gobblegum to be added into Black Ops 3. Bored to Death is in at number 8 as it just doesn't serve any practical purpose to a zombies game. Your main objective is to either complete the Easter egg or go for a high round, both of which require you to build points in order to progress. Bored to Death is a terrible Gobblegum for this. When you board up a window, it will kill the zombies nearby, which would be at least useful if you get points for killing the zombies, but it doesn't. I think at most you get 10 points per barrier rebuilt, but other than that you do not get any more points. So why even use this Gobblegum? The kills don't even count towards your zombie kills, so you don't even earn XP to level up. I see no use in this Gobblegum, and in my eyes it is completely 100% useless. In at number 7 is Aftertaste. Back when Black Ops 3 released, this Gobblegum was admittedly fantastic. The concept that you could go down and get back up with all your perks intact was fascinating, and this was a sought after Gobblegum. Then they introduced near-death experience, and this Gobblegum became as useless as Bored to Death just because near-death experience offers everything Aftertaste offers but more. Aftertaste has been overpowered and replaced by other Gobblegums. This is why I'm putting it in at number 7. In at number 6 is Licensed Contractor. Literally only one use for this Gobblegum is to build a few points. Other than that, it's futile. So activating all 3 activations will give you a combined 600 points or 1200 if you have a double points. But the actual purpose of this Gobblegum is to board up all of the windows, which just isn't useful to us anymore. In zombies, we are past trying to board up all the windows like we did back in Nacht and Verrucht. Now we want the zombies to come in so we can train them, get power-ups from them, and because most steps for Easter eggs and wonder weapons will require some sort of form of zombie kills in one way or another, we simply just do not need to keep the zombies behind the windows anymore. It's more used to us nowadays for us to bring the zombies into the map. In at number 5 is board games. Honestly, this is way worse than Licensed Contractor. Do you know how many points per window this Gobblegum gives you? 10. 10 points per window as opposed to 60 if you don't have this Gobblegum equipped. Maybe this Gobblegum would be better if it gave you say 500 points per barrier. Then I'd see a bit more use for it, but 10 points just to build a window a slight bit quicker is really not worth the Gobblegum slot in my opinion. In at number 4 is Killing Time. Now I know there are going to be a certain few people who will hate me for this entry, but other than say some cool myth busting or to confuse your friends for a second thinking that their game is frozen, what use does Killing Time actually have? If anything, it hinders your progress by 20 seconds and nothing is going to be moving or spawning into the map, so that round is just going to be lasting 20 seconds more. I can see some use for this if you're going to be stuck in a corner, but 1, it doesn't activate straight away, so if you're going to be cornered you need to use it in good time, and 2, I much prefer Fear and Headlights as this lasts for 1 minute and will do the exact same thing as Killing Time for when you're stuck in a corner. In at number 3 is Unbearable. I can't understand why this Gobblegum was actually created. It has a good use on paper, but really all it does is make the box stay there for a few more hits. The box can literally move 2 hits after this Gobblegum has been activated. It's not like the box stays there in that one spot for the rest of the game, then that would be worth actually using it. but instead you get a teddy bear in the box and the box stays there for a couple more hits. If you really wanted as many hits as you can get out of the box, then you could just use a respin cycle or any Gobblegum that gives you a sufficient amount of points, profit sharing, shopping free, immolation, liquidation, and so on. This Gobblegum just simply has so many other Gobblegum overpowering it that I just don't think I'll ever use it. In at number 2 is Crawl Space. Useful for one step, for one map. Apart from using this Gobblegum and Eisendracher's Void Bow step where you need 6 crawlers, what is this Gobblegum actually really useful for? It's not like crawlers are hard to make. After 9 years of playing zombies, I'm sure most players know by now how to make a crawler if you need one. Even so, this Gobblegum is useful for that one and only use. Yet there are 5 activations per Gobblegum, so once you've used this Gobblegum for one activation, you get your 6 crawlers. What are the other 4 activations going to be useful for? If anything, crawlers just ruin your training as they get in your way. I cannot even think about the amount of times I've died or came close to just because of an unseeable crawler in my way. In at number 1 is I'm Feeling Lucky. I'm Feeling Lucky, in my opinion, is one of the most impractical Gobblegum in Black Ops 3. You have Gobblegum for every single spawn power-up you can think of, and even a Gobblegum to spawn all 9 of them at once with 2 activations. Why would you possibly need a Gobblegum to give you 2 random power-ups out of this selection? If in your game you want a nuke, for instance, put on a Death and Nuclear Winter. If you want a Fire Cell, put on an Immolation Liquidation. If you want a Perk Bottle, then put on the House. I'm Feeling Lucky has one practical use that I can think of, which is on Moon you can hack drops to turn them into max ammos. But in that scenario, put on a licensed contractor, as then you at least have 3 activations, unlike the I'm Feeling Lucky where you have 2. Every which way I think about this Gobblegum, it has another Gobblegum that overshadows it, and that is why I'm putting it down in the number 1 spot. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. As always, these top 10 videos are my own opinion unless stated otherwise, so do let me know down in the comments below if you agreed or disagreed with any of my choices. Like the video and subscribe if you're new around here for more zombies content, and as always, I'll see you next time. Peace out.